Okay, we are recording. Hello, hello. Good evening, hemp pioneers, CBD believers, everybody and anybody that is watching. I'm Jaime Sullivan. Obviously, you guys, I hope, know who I am. I'm here with Ann Hack. We wanted to jump on tonight. It's May 14th. We wanted to jump on tonight because we wanted to do a little impromptu training on how to talk to people, how to have the conversation, and a little bit just about recruiting in general and what it really takes to build an organization within Canaway. And do you want to kind of like start and tell people maybe a little bit about, because you don't have direct sales experience prior to Canaway, so I think that's important to note because here you are yet anyway, a leader. So maybe you can just talk about what maybe coming into this business your fears were about talking to people and how you talk to people and you know what maybe everybody else might be thinking they need help with.
Sure. So, I really started just for my 3 and free. I was hoping something more would come of it. It was a challenge. I didn't have a skill set. I didn't have a network. So I really relied heavily on just personal development and personally working on myself so that I could get to be successful here. And I knew I had a great leader to look up to who had already been successful in the industry, in the network marketing industry for years. So lucky us. So really, I just, do you hear him? I'll be right back.
Sorry, this is Hershey.
Yeah, Hershey's part of the team.
That's okay.
So
this is life. This is why I like it.
So I really, I didn't want to be one of those icky network marketers. And I didn't really even know that there was another way to do it. So, just listening to a lot of different network marketing gurus, and you kind of take what you like and leave the rest. But there's a lot of good stuff that's available here in this group. And it's important that you take the time to just hear Jaime out, just hear her out because she's been here a long time and she is successful. And so one of the things every guru will tell you is find someone who's where you want to be and do what they do, because why reinvent the wheel? Why, try to come up, with this whole new process. So,
and I like what you just said. I want to tail on that fast is that, I do that. I emulate somebody else, because the work never stops, I've been where every single one of you are in your business. I've already been there. Right. So I've been my very first day. I've been at a new network marketing company coming from an old one that maybe was or was not successful. I've done both of those things. I have been the girl that did not like network marketers. I've literally lived in the shoes of every person that's in here. And there's a couple of things that I see along the way. And there's a couple of things that I know with all these years behind me, I know them to be self-sabotaging behaviors. But if you would have told me that, maybe 6 years ago, not that I wasn't even ready to hear it. I just didn't believe it. I really thought, no, there's another way to do this. It doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to do this. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to make my own path. And I did those things for a long time and I kept hitting walls, because the truth is, like Ann says, there's tons of different gurus. There's tons of different network marketing styles. I knew I wanted something that appealed to me. I knew I needed to feel comfortable in my skin. But with that being said, I knew I had to do things that weren't necessarily comfortable. I just really wanted to stay true to who I was, right? So watching these other people, I saw many people that were successful doing things in a method that I don't ever want to do. And I saw people being very successful in a manner that I felt was very ethical and in an alignment with who I could be and who I saw myself as, in this world of business. With that being said, I had to take a lot of chances. I was not who I am today when I started. I had very low self-esteem. maybe to people's dismay, I still struggle constantly with confidence things about myself that I'm always working on. In a business area, I feel very confident in what I do because I've been successful here. There are thousands of areas in my life I don't feel confident in. So I still too, it's not like I am telling anybody to do anything that I have not had to do before or make myself uncomfortable with or challenge myself with. I challenge myself in these ways every single day, just not in a business manner. You know, business wise, this stuff isn't a challenge for me anymore. In my personal life or other areas in my life. And I'm going to talk about that because I think it's really nice to see when you're looking up to somebody and they come to you with their vulnerabilities and say, hey, I really suck at this and it makes me very uncomfortable. Then you're like, oh crap, well, I can relate to her now because she's got her walls down and she's just like me, right? So I was just like you. I was just like Ann. I started this business with the same fears that you guys do of walking up to somebody and being told no, many times, right? It wasn't just about being told no once. It was about the constant hearing of, oh yeah, I'm not interested. Nah, the price is too much. Yeah, not really my thing. Oh, I don't really like network marketing. Oh, MLM is a pyramid. Oh, I found that product, you know, $50 cheaper somewhere else. I 11 years ago did not have the confidence to hear that every day and not take it very personally. So what Ann says about personal development had to come into play for me, especially for me in my own life. If you guys are okay with that, that's good. That's like having a strong backbone is a great quality to have here. I did not have one. Personal development wise, the better I started feeling about myself and the more equipped I started feeling about myself, the more it bled into my business, you know, and the more it bled into my business, the more it bled into my personal life. With all of that being said, the fact of the matter is that there's two ways to play this game here at Canaway. And this might not be true for other businesses. I have been in other network marketing companies. They were run very differently because they were party plan companies. So you had literally, you know, 20 people sitting in front of you waiting to be your customer. It is not like that here, okay? So I didn't have to go find 20 people on the street. I had to find one hostess that would book a party with me at the time. And then she did all the work of getting everybody to listen to me to be my potential customers. It's a lot harder here, okay? I have to now go find those 20 people. How do you find those 20 people? So we talk a lot about statistics and direct sales, and the reason I do that is because they are true. Statistics are a true measurement of, you know, the equation of what's going to happen. If you speak to 10 people, it is just a statistic that one person is going to do business with you, whether they're going to be a customer or, you know, a team member. And there's no timeline on that statistic. So nobody says that's going to happen tomorrow, right? And we talk about this a lot. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm just going to go through the thing and mute everybody. So this way you can do whatever you're doing in the background. I appreciate everybody jumping on. Thank you. So you can talk to, you know, 5 people, and you may or may not get anybody in those 5 people. You could talk to 10 people and initially maybe get nobody to speak to, but eventually if you stick with that group of 10 and you keep kind of planting seeds and just talking about it, eventually something pops. So let's talk about that part, because that's where I think the biggest problem is. And Ann and I kind of wanted to do not only like a little bit of role playing, but I really want to talk about the fact that I was on this path of telling you guys that you could do things 2 ways here. Canaway is a company right now that, even though I've been here 2.5 years, Ann's been here almost 2 years, you know, Amory's been here a while, Gina's been here a while. There's some members that have been here for a while. This is ground floor. This is still such a ground floor opportunity. Yes, there's CBD everywhere. There is not this CBD everywhere. There is not hemp lifestyle products everywhere on the market. That's just not the case. This is a completely different bird. But I'll tell you what, in a year, there will be. So right now you're looking at a time where the faster you move and the faster you work, that's the one that's going to be successful. And this business in network marketing period heavily relies upon the one that does it the fastest wins. The reason for that is twofold. Number one, you want to get to people before somebody else does. Okay. That's just like a simple why. Okay. You want to get to, your area library to be the CBD person before, a HempWorks girl does it. You want to get to the vendor event before, the other company, whatever the hell, all of a sudden, like, I don't know, Beachbody is going to sell CBD maybe. Whatever, you know what I mean? That's number one, getting there first, early bird, what?
So true. It's so true.
Early bird catches the worm. If you're their girl, they're never going to go anywhere else. I have people that will never ask anybody else for anything because they're like, you're the CBD queen. Am I really? No. I mean, listen, there's a lot of people that know a lot more about cannabis as a whole than I do. They've been studying it for years and years and years and years and years. I've just made myself so available and open and talk about it and live it, and it's constantly in my life that I have programmed essentially everybody into believing that I am the CBD go-to, right? Do I have a lot of information? Yes. Listen, it's not like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Years of experience has brought me to a lot of information. However, when I first started, I knew nothing. So the only thing I had was my big mouth, okay? And my big mouth didn't know anything about milligrams and what do you do for this and what do you do for that. The only thing it knew was excitement. The only thing my big mouth knew was, oh my God, I can sleep at night. Oh my God, I feel so much better. Oh my God, like, you need to try this. You need to try this. No, you need to try. That's what I did. And that excitement, they'll drink whatever juice I had in the cup because I'm so excited about it. The problem that I see happening with so many people is they're afraid to interject this part of themselves into their daily lives because they don't want to be the pushy, oh my God, she's always talking about CBD, oh my God, she's always trying to get me to buy something, blah, 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 thing. And I do it in a very, I want to say slapstick kind of way. I mean, Ann and I belong to the same mom group. Okay. This is just a funny little side story, but there's somebody in there that asks about questions all the time. Hey, what do you do for this? Hey, what do you do for that? As a joke, I constantly am like, CBD. And then the next day I'll be like, yep, like I said, CBD. And then the next day she's asking about something else. And I'm like, hello, CBD, and it's funny. And everybody either laughs, buys product, or is annoyed by me. And you know what? I only care about the people that buy product. Like, I don't care who's annoyed by it. I truly believe that I have the answer to so many people's questions, issues, financial issues at home, health issues at home. I have those answers. I feel confident about that. So I will always interject it, right? Let's talk about when we're out and about, Ann. Tell me the thing that you think holds people back with this.
Well, I think that what you're saying is absolutely true. And I want to point out one reason why I think that you and I had that confident excitement. It's because we had a product experience. Mm-hmm. And I think what has happened is some people that enter the business aren't necessarily using the products or not trying different products and aren't having this excitement over a product experience that they personally had. So when you can try something that you love, I don't care if it's the gold applicator or the hemp protein powder, but try different things that will suit you. Maybe you don't have horrible ailments. Look at Cody English. He didn't come in here with arthritis or anxiety, but he loves the products he got started with, so he could speak from a genuine place of excitement, even despite the fact that he didn't come in here with an ailment. So
and he had a family member. He had a family member experience, which is huge too. I mean, you could be the healthiest person in the world, and congratulations to you. That's amazing. However, I know you know somebody that needs these products. Give it to them and watch the magic. So
I think that having that personal experience makes it easier to do the things that we're going to talk about doing.
Absolutely.
So what stops people when they're out and about? I think it's that awkwardness and that forwardness. And I mean, I grew up in New York. I lived in New York for 35 years and then moved to Tennessee. I went from a place where everyone's like, don't talk to me, I'm busy, get out of my way, to a place where everyone's like, hey, how you doing? Oh, nice to see you. So I've kind of seen both sides, and I can understand that, you know, some people, depending on the culture in which you're raised in the environment of, you know, and a lot of people here are from New York, and there is a little bit of that, you know, unapproachable vibe that you get from people. And I think that stops people, because that stopped me a lot. However, who cares? Who cares? And like, you're never probably going to see these people again. So who really cares? If I overhear somebody talking about back pain, I'm going to throw myself into that conversation, because I might have something that can actually help them.
Do you know what I do now? I want to interject, because here's example number one. You hear somebody talking about back pain. Let's role play this, okay? Because we're here. I like this. So go, Ann. Okay.
So I'm over here talking to my friend. Yeah, I don't know. I got to see a chiropractor or something. I don't know what's going on with my back. Then along comes Jamie.
I lost you guys. Wait, where's my camera? I have a new computer. Sorry. Okay, go ahead. Along comes Jamie. Is that what you said?
Yeah, along comes. So I'm like, oh, I got to see a chiropractor or something. I don't know what's going on with my back.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I was totally eavesdropping. Listen. Are you going to be here for like 2 seconds? I just need to run to my car to get you something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Don't think I'm crazy. I'll be right back. I promise. Literally, that's what I do. Do you see that? That crazy, fun, what is this girl going to do next? She's kind of intriguing. What the hell is she talking about? Who is this stranger that was eavesdropping on my conversation? I don't give a fuck what they think. Training. I just said the F word. It's okay. I don't care what they think. I go to my car, I get them a salve, I come back, and I'm like, try this. It's insane. I distribute CBD. I've been working with it for a while. Here's my number. Just let me know what you think. You can have it. Stop it. Oh my God, I've been looking everywhere for this. Blah, blah, blah. You know what? Do me a favor. Are you on Facebook? Ann, are you on Facebook?
Oh, yeah. You pull me back into it. You started doing both roles there for a second.
You're like,
I know. I'm like, what's she going to say next? Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
Okay, do me a favor. Let me add you. Here's my phone. You add your name in my thing. You take my phone out of my hand. I literally hand them my phone. I don't do business cards. I don't even, my last business card is from when I was like a director. I'm not even kidding. I don't even hand them out. I use them if I go to an event or something, because you want to have that in case you can't get to somebody, but never. I hand them my phone. Why do I do that? So let's talk about that. I want to pick this apart. Number one, they're my best friend now. This girl just handed me her cell phone like her life is on there. She just handed it to me like she's known me forever. When I talk to you like I've known you forever and we're friends already, guess what happens? We're friends. That's it. We're friends. You take my phone, you add me in, you go home, fantastic. You start seeing me on Facebook. I may or may not follow up with you even. It's at the point now where sometimes I don't, because it's been crazy busy for me. We'll talk about both doing follow-up and non-follow-up, right? But you see I'm posting about my vacation because I was able to, because of Canaway. You see me posting about my, do you have any questions? I have an amazing Facebook community answering CBD questions all day long. This is all on my personal wall. All of a sudden you're like, oh, that's the girl I met in the parking lot who chased me down to give me a salve sample. That stuff was really good. Let me click on her. They come to me. I'm not even kidding you when I say to you, I talk to so many people that I wouldn't even have. Number one, I'll be, here we go. Here's your leader being vulnerable. I am such a scatterbrain that I can't stop what I'm doing every 5 seconds with 3 kids. I'm a chauffeur. I'm driving somebody here. I'm doing this. I'm answering calls, talking to you guys, blah, blah, to write down who I have to follow up with every day. I just don't. Okay. In the beginning, when it was less, I absolutely was a psycho because why? So ready? This is what you guys do. In the beginning, when you have 3 people that actually show any interest, you're like, oh my God, these 3 people. I'm only focused on these 3 people. I'm going to talk to these 3 people. And you know what you do to those 3 people? You scare the shit out of them. You scare the shit out of them because you are so hyper focused on them that they feel it. They feel your energy. They think you're desperate, even if you don't act it. And you have this air about you that's needy. And when you have that needy air about you, people pull back. If I approach you and I give you this sample and I don't say a word to you, maybe ever again, and you come find me and I'm like, oh, give me a second. I just did this. Hey, I posted something today. If you guys did not steal my post today, steal it. Steal my post today. I had 3 people. One guy made a purchase for $425, okay? One guy, and he's interested in the business, and I'll tell you how that went. One guy, I have no idea how I'm even friends with him. He's in North Carolina. Never met him in my life. We don't have one mutual friend, okay? And he was like, you know, I have a cerebral palsy. I have this, you know, I have a skin issue. I'm interested in this. And then he goes, so how'd you get involved in this industry? And I said, actually, it's a pretty interesting story. I have tons of business information. Do you want some? Absolutely. I'd love it. I go, you know what? Great. I'm going to send you a video. I sent a video. I will tell you which one in a second. He watched it in the next half hour and just messaged me before I started and said, this is mind blowing. I have 1,000 questions. You have to put yourself out there. And when I say make your net wide, I truly mean take a freaking fishing net instead of that one fishing pole and scoop all the fish up and talk to all of them. And you don't need a lot of information. If I read you a conversation and I'm going,
less is more.
Less is more. I'm going to literally read you a conversation that I had with somebody. This happened twice to me in the last week. So it's not like this is a once in a while thing. This happens to me all the time. Today it happened. I had over a $400 sale. And the day before I left on my trip, I sold an applicator, a PM, and a salve to somebody literally that messaged me 5 minutes before. It's not, and I'm not saying a lot. And what they're saying after is, God, this is cool. Literally, the guy said this after I took his money before I left. He goes, wow, now I see why you're always traveling. And I said, that's so funny you said that. I just took your credit card and I'm going to Dominican Republic next week. And he goes, oh, that's really funny. Like joking around with him, I was kind of saying like, oh, I'm taking your money that I just made from you and going to Dominican Republic. I talked to him yesterday. He got his product while I was away. And he's like, just curious, like, do you make a full-time salary doing this? Because they can't believe how quick and easy when you start being so involved and pretending you're their doctor and giving all this information, you're doing a couple of things. You're intimidating the shit out of people that may be prospects, okay? Because, whoa, that's a lot, okay? I don't know if I have a full-time job. I don't know if I have time for all that. You're intimidating them, and they're feeling like, I don't think that's in me. Because guess what? We all start this business. Even the most confident person on the planet starts a new business with fear. You know, we all start this business with fear. So if you overwhelm people with a lot of information, they're going to then feel like they need to overwhelm people with a lot of information, you know, and that's scary. So we had one great example. I loved it. If you just jumped on, welcome, thank you, and make sure you go back to the recording. I really want everybody to hear all these little tidbits. So tidbit number 2, I want to talk to you, Anne, about what I do with customers, okay? I did this today. This is another one. Some of you have been here for a while and haven't yet recruited, or maybe you recruit in drips and drabs. I'm going to the conversation, so I'm not being rude. I'm just trying to find exactly. Okay. So I've known this person for, I don't know, probably 4 years. I know that he has colitis. I know that he is really in and out of the hospital. He's also a recovering addict. I have spoken to him numerous times about CBD, okay? He's a friend of mine, so I have a different approach with friends. And this should be your approach with friends. I'm gonna tell it to you right now. Hey, Jen, you need to do this business. This is everything you like. This is exactly what you need to be doing. It's an amazing product. It's a freaking booming industry. You should be doing this with me. That's how I talk to my friends. Not kidding. So every single one of you that's like, oh, I don't want to bother my friends and family, I'll do it. I will ask my friends and family any day of the week to, and listen, some of them will do it and some of them will not. And that's okay. I don't badger them about it. My best friend is kicking herself right now that she didn't do this with me. Kicking herself. So anybody that I know that you have any kind of, like anyone that's in your circle that you have any kind of influence over, that they look at you and they kind of respect your opinion, that's the number one way I deal with people that I know. I'm like, listen, I know you're needing extra money. Let's do this. We'll do it together. And that's what I do. I literally want to do it together. We'll do it together. Let's build something. It's freaking insane. You have no idea, even besides the money, the way I feel every day. Do you know what it's like when somebody calls me about their kid that is able to go to school and not get screamed at all day, or, you know, their mom who has COPD and doesn't have any, you know, symptoms anymore? Do you know what that feels like? That passion has nothing to do with the words cannabidiol, THC, percentages, milligram, nothing. It's just excitement. That's all it is. And everybody gets very wrapped up. I understand that you need to learn and know the differences between what you're selling, what somebody else is selling, because you need to, and you should have background education. And I would never tell you that I didn't sit here and study the products, because I have. But I know that when you move forward with a conversation, if you bombard people, they freeze. They don't know what to do. So I've known this guy for a while. I've been telling him for a while, you got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this. He's just never been open to it. He's got his own business, has a bit small child, has another one on the way, never been into it. He messaged me while I was on vacation. And hold on. I kind of didn't take him seriously because I'm a little snotty like that. I'm like, hey, I've been trying to message you for weeks and now you message me and you think I should get right back to you. You'll probably wait for me to get home, right? That kind of like, that's the attitude. But the thing is, when I do that and I hold that posture, you know what? I'm a little busy right now. I'm going to get back to you when I get home. People don't feel like I'm needy, and people don't feel like I'm that, you know, annoying network marketer that needs to make their minimum for the end of the month. I won't approach people that way. So he messaged me on Tuesday, and I have not spoken to him in a long time. Our meeting is going to end in 10 minutes, but we can click back and re-record, and it'll be 2 separate recordings. So if you guys get cut off in 10 minutes, you can just click the same link and get back on. He messaged me and said, hey, I know that you are the CBD queen and life has been really busy. It gives me anxiety, which I can handle, but it affects my colitis really bad. If I have an estimate or if I'm in a store and I know a bathroom's not around, all of a sudden I have to go. At night, I'm home, I'm relaxed, I'm calm, no anxiety, so my stomach is fine, blah, blah, blah. With that being said, what do you recommend? Hey, I'm in the Dominican Republic eating dinner. I'll message you in a bit. You should definitely be using the CBD. I'm off every medicine I was taking for my intestinal disease. I've been telling him this for years. I have an intestinal disease, right? Period. So Val's number one tip, and I love this, I highly recommend blah. When I talk to somebody, I recommend a product. That's it. I don't tell them every single thing about it. So he writes, oh, must be nice. You're on vacation eating dinner. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, get back to me whenever you're free. Thank you. I got back to him today, a whole week later. Hey, so let's do this. Are you drug tested? No, I'm not. Why is that? So I said, well, we have oils that do have some THC in it, or we have a CBD isolate, or there's another one that's a mixture of both. What's the best one that we'll use that will help me? If it has THC in it, but it won't make me high, I'm fine with that. Okay? Because again, I told you he's a recovering addict. So I said, great, I would highly recommend you do the premium applicator. It's the second strongest product we have. My entire family takes it. It's 1,500 milligrams of raw hemp. It will last you a month. He said, yeah, I just don't want to get back on benzos because that relaxes his stomach. I said, absolutely, I understand. Great, how do you take it? I said, you would take a little bit under your tongue, rubbed into your gums twice a day. I separate the serving, so that's how I tell people to take it. Then he was asking what's the first strongest because he wanted to buy the bigger one. But anyway, let's hold on. This is all about like the product recommendation. I don't think you'll need the bigger one that's 120 milligrams a day, blah, blah, blah. I would recommend that, oh, he also told me in between that he has back pain. I would recommend the premium applicator, and then let's grab you a bottle of capsules. Do you hear how I said that? I don't say, you know, would you be interested in blah, blah, blah. I say, and let's grab you a bottle of capsules. I don't talk about price. I don't tell anybody anything. Tube of paste, then I went into the salve. You don't vape, do you? No, I don't vape. Okay, I don't actually either, but I know it's really good for anxiety, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he goes, what do you take? I want to do whatever you're doing. Why do people say that? Why are they going to say to you, Ann, I want to do whatever it is that's helping for you, I'm going to do that? Because you're going to talk about it a lot. You're going to talk about your experience a lot. You're going to talk about your passion. You're going to talk about why you started taking CBD. You're going to talk about what it's done for you, what you take, what you use, how you get it for free now. I talk about this crap all the time because people are listening to you. Everybody's listening to you. Okay, so we went over that. Okay, let's try what you recommended. When will I get it? How do I pay you? Can I just pay through here? He wanted to pay me through Messenger. I didn't even tell him a price yet. I'll get it ordered right now. You'll receive it early next week. I can spare a few capsules if you need them sooner to get you passed. And no, you can't pay me through here. It has to go through my system to process. I'll send you a total, but it should be around $279, product $275, $260, and then $14.99 to ship. Oh wait, forgot your salve. So we added the salve in. Hands me his credit card number, blah, 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 blah. Now, how do we end that conversation? Hold on. I want to show you because this is the important part. This guy just spent a ton of money with me, right? So, hold on. I want to find it. Okay. He just spent a ton of money with me, right? So, number one, I want him to see the value in what he did, but I also want him to know, hey, listen, if you love this, you can get it for free, right? So I said to him, he goes, wow, CBD isn't a cheap route either, I guess, huh? LOL. Okay, great. Let me place the order. I said, no, it's not. But listen, when you have, not if you have a great result, when you have a great result and you end up sharing it with other people, they're going to want it and then you'll get it totally free and put a few bucks in your pocket. I didn't say to him, you could start your own business and you can have your own blah, 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 because then they're like, what? I don't need my own business. I have a business, right? All you need to be doing is making people see the value in, and listen, they may never do it. They may sign up and then sign one person up, right? But it's up to them. When people, if somebody said to me, and this is actually how I got here, and you guys should know this, honestly, that's how I started this whole crazy thing. I only wanted to get free product when I had cancer, okay? My regimen was like $650 a month at first, and I could not afford it. Once I started it and felt better and I was able to sleep, so many people wanted it that it exploded. And that is how my business started, because I felt the result and I talked about it very candidly. And I told every single person, not only on social media, because just sitting on your ass on social media is not the way to build a business, but also out in the store when somebody has a backache, at the soccer field when a kid is hurt. I bring over a salve like a lunatic. They look for me now. Do you know that I had a kid's mom on another team see my car and then stop me at the field on the parking lot on the way back? Like, people know if you talk about it. So that instance of being crazy, like walking up to some random stranger, if you did that 5 times a day, yeah, that sounds crazy. 5 times a day, Jamie, you expect me to do that 5 times a day? Let's talk about the statistic, right? We said that 10% of the people are going to either buy a product or join your team. If you're doing that 5 times a day, let's say 5 days out of the week, you just opened yourself up to 25 new people a week, right? Out of those 25 new people, you should have 2 to 3 customers and or business partners that you're filtering in for that month. It's just a math equation. And do you want to, I want to wait until the time is up and then we can role play another scenario. Do you want to add anything for the last few minutes or backtrack on anything that I'm speaking about? You're like, no. No? All right.
Not really, no. I want to get some more language about obstacles.
We can totally do that. Here's another thing I wanted to tell you. So I know that he's not with the company anymore, but you know, there was a lot of things that I think that Damien used to do wrong in this business, and there was a lot of things I used to think he did right in this business. And what he used to do right was he didn't care how many people he talked to in the day. He would talk to anybody and he would spread the message to everybody. And he would use some interesting language in doing that. Now, past that, I couldn't jive with a lot of his you know, methods and mannerisms, but that initial talking to everybody, there was a day when, and if you guys don't know who that is, whatever, he's a guy that used to be in the company. He literally would walk around the streets of his hometown with his phone, Facebook Living. So when you do that, by the way, it puts the pressure on, and it puts the pressure on you and it puts the pressure on the other person. And the reason it puts the pressure on you is because you don't want to look like an idiot and you want to have something to say, right? So you bet your butt that if you're doing that, Facebook Living, it's going to make you say something. So he would walk up to people and be like, let me ask you a question. I'm just doing like a little experiment for my business. Do you mind if I ask you a question? I won't put you on, you know, on camera. Yeah, of course, dude, ask me a question. He'd go on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the biggest, 1 being the smallest. What do you think of the CBD industry right now? Do you think it's an industry that you should absolutely get into if you can, or do you think it's something that you really, like, you wouldn't mess with it? Do you know that literally 9.5 out of 10 people were like, yeah, man, that's like the freaking most insane thing ever. Great, you know what? Do me a favor. Can you give me your information? I want to send you some stuff. I have a really cool opportunity for you. Could you do that? Here's the deal. You can do that. You don't want to. You don't want to. Everybody could do that. We all could do that. You don't have to be special to say that. He didn't say anything difficult. We're going to end and everybody click back on. It's going to cut us off. So when it shuts you down, just click back on that original link and we will separate this into 2 separate trainings. And now we could probably just sit here and all look at each other. You guys can click off. Give it a minute and then click back on.